Professor Hiroshi, thank you so much for making time. Welcome to Malaysia. And there are already millions of robots out there around us, whether at work or socially. And at home, we might be familiar with the vacuum robots that goes around and we don't have to man it. And then when we see satellite images or images from NASA that shows a robot moving around on Mars. So we, the people, know that robots are very, very important and probably going to be here for the future.
Right.
However, your research and what you do in R&D and also in industry, it's not just any part of the robots, but making the robots have more presence and how they interact or have impact on people is exactly what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Can you please explain why you look at that part and why what you do is so important going into the future?
Okay. So actually, I have two purposes for developing a very human-like robot. One is science, right? Always we care about the humanity. We want to know about the humans very deeply. So if we can create a very human-like robot, that robot is going to be a platform for understanding the human itself. Today we have a large language model, right, and pretty good AI technologies, and robot is going to be a more human-like. And then by using that technologies, robots and AI, that we deeply understand what human is. Okay, so this is the first reason. The second reason is to develop a kind of a practical system for supporting the human-human conversations. That is the avatars, right? From the beginning, my purpose to create avatars, right, that can be teleoperated by many kinds of people. For example, the handicapped people, right? Handicapped people cannot walk or cannot take the airplane. But if we give an avatar to that kind of handicapped people, everybody can freely work, right? So avatar will change the society, I believe.
So it's like a duplicate of oneself that doesn't have to be physically there.
Depends on the situations. Sometimes we want to have a perfect copy of us, but sometimes we want to use a more cute robot, right? By using that, we can exist everywhere in the world.
Professor, can I put it also this way? Even though we are studying deeper and deeper about robotics and how to make it more towards being sentient, for example, we actually learn more and study more about humans, what makes us human. And when you talk about teleoperability, when I was Googling you were there in Japan, but your sort of robot avatar was thousands of kilometers away, maybe in the US, and somebody touched your robot's cheek, but you also have a reaction biologically.
Right.
So that might, make a lot of non-scientific people like, what? How could that be? So maybe a little bit to help us understand that when you study robotics like you do, the cognitive sides of the human beings and brain are also.
Right. Actually, the human brain and the bodies, connecting each other, this is the bidirectional connections. So when we think, of course, our body works. But if the body works, our brain is changing according to the body movement. The same thing happens between our brains and avatars, the robots, right? If we consider something in the brain, of course we can send the command to the robot, right? And the robot works, right? But if a robot autonomously works, right, and then that we can get some feedback to our brains. So our avatar can have that kind of brain-body connections like humans. So that is the reason why we can adapt to the avatar bodies and we can use it as our own body.
Professor, with all that you have seen, heard and participate, and I'm sure you have a lot of meetings with the local Malaysian and Sarawakian entities and counterparts. How do you see and how would you advise Sarawak and Malaysia to go into AI and robotics? Because we are not a developed nation, our resources are limited, and we really have to pick and choose what we develop. From your point of view, for AI and robotics, what can we do?
Well, actually, in our future, we're going to accept the more robots and the more AI. AI and robot is going to be a very, very popular in the world, and you're going to have more chances to touch or to play with the robot and AI, right? So first of all, you should play with the AI and the robot, and then you may have a more deeper interest about the robot itself and the humans, right? So the robot reflects the humanity in many ways, and then you're going to have some chance to deeply think about the human itself through the interaction with the robots and AI.
But are you surprised that in creative content like movies and comics and mangas, they are more doomsday creative storytelling of the future of robotics and intelligence rather than the other way around? Why do you think that is so?
Sorry?
In like creative culture and content, like Hollywood movies or Asian movies, when we talk about the future, robots and AI, it's always like Terminator.
Okay. I think, so that is a bad influence from the Hollywood movies. Hollywood movies always destroy, this world, and the robot is always the enemies. But in Japan, we have a totally different story. The robot is, our friend from the beginning. Basically, we cannot separate human and robot, human and technologies. Why we can be a human? Because of the technologies. We have two ways for evolution. One is the genes, the other is the technologies. Without the technologies, we cannot be a humans, right? Therefore, we need to accept the robots and AI for our evolution, for enhancing our abilities, right? So robot is a very important technology. It is not enemy for us.
I must go to Japan and see this for myself.
Right.
Just about WCIT and IDEX 2023, what is your opinion of it, having been here this year?
Well, this is a pretty good opportunity for me. I want to advertise the importance of robot technology and AI technologies, and then I want to educate the young people, right? So that is my purpose to be here.